Simon Ekpa sues Ngozi Orabueze in Washington, D.C., claims she stole database of Brgie members. Welcome once again, great and lovely people of Biafra, lovers of freedom. This is Star News TV 1 and today's date is the 3rd of June 2025. The Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile in the person of Simon Ekpa has filed a lawsuit against former ally Ngozi Orabueze over the creation of a parallel faction of the Biafra Republic government in exile and hijack of members' database. According to court filings cited, the lawsuit was filed by US-based lawyer Aman Dabiri at the United States District Court for the District of Columbia in Washington on May 29, 2025, which named Mrs. Orabueze as the first defendant. She is being sued alongside Adezi, Ubunna Christian Olejema, Uchenna Obijiako, Diana Eme, Solomon Nkwocha, and Ijeoma Eze. The other co-defendants in the lawsuit included Ulo Obonna, Nariel Ofoma, Ebenezer Anene, Godwill Iru, Dorothy Anthony, Rose Ikejora Agu, Valentine Ekweariri, Oluchi Uluma Mbachi, and the Biafra Republic government in exile de facto cooperation. In his filings, Mr. Dabiri claimed to be suing on behalf of the Biafra Republic government in exile and the group's embattled leader, Mr. Ekpa, who is currently facing trial on terrorism charges in Finland. He accused Mrs. Orabueze of launching a hostile takeover of Biafra Republic government in exile, setting up a parallel government, stealing the databases and assets of IPOB members, and committing fraud. Court documents showed that the matter began in December 2024 when Mrs. Orabueze began the alleged takeover of Biafra Republic government in exile after she declared herself as the group's acting deputy prime minister and head of state before summarily removing the organization's properties, including declaration documents and database of members from Finland to the United States, where she is based. Mr. Dabiri noted that the defendant's power grab continued when she unilaterally announced the mass firing of Biafra Republic government in exile members and the cancellation of the organization's active contracts with various entities, including those of the law offices of Aman Dabiri and Associates, the firm serving as the legal representative for the group in the United States. Subsequently, Mrs. Orabueze left Biafra Republic government in exile to create a parallel organization to compete against the former faction, registering the United States of Biafra Republic government in exile de facto core. You can imagine the name she registered it as. I made this broadcast long time ago. I asked, if you are registering, you can't register a state. You can't register United States of Biafra in the US. No, you can only register a government in exile. And now she went to register United States of Biafra and registered it as United States of Biafra Republic government in exile. Have you seen? For her to be able to maneuver and register it, she registered it as an organization. So are you telling me that United States of Biafra is an organization? No. This was what I explained to our people. Since when we started seeing all these things and started opening the eyes of our people, some of them were so reluctant, some of them were so emotional not to see the truth and stand by the truth. Now, things are becoming clearer. Now, these people are now suing her, and they cannot sue her without the express permission of Simon Ekpa, because they are working for Simon Ekpa under the Biafra Republic government in exile, and so they must take instructions from him before doing anything. Now, despite Mr. Orabueze's departure from Biafra Republic government in exile, court documents noted that the defendants attempted to continue using the services of the organization, including those provided by lobbying firm Moran Global Strategies and the law offices of Aman, Dabiri and Associates. They have warned her severally, and she still continued to be stubborn. She also allegedly continued to use the intellectual properties of Biafra Republic government in exile, including trademarks, logos, building, and identities for personal gain, prompting Mr. Dabiri to file a lawsuit against her at the federal court in Washington. Meanwhile, the plaintiff claimed that Mrs. Orabueze's actions cost Biafra Republic government an estimated $500,000 in financial and property losses, asking the court to award $1.7 million in damages against the defendant and an additional amount for prejudgment interest on the commercial losses suffered by the plaintiff. The plaintiff is also asking the court to award reasonable financial penalties in punitive damages, attorney's fees, and cost and expenses of the action against the defendant. Mr. Ekpa remains in pretrial detention for public incitement to commit a crime with terrorist intent. Hearing into his case began in May. So the hearing of Mazi Simon Ekpa's case began in May. So the major thing is that the law offices or law firm of Aman Dabiri that represents the Biafra Republic government in exile has filed a lawsuit against Ngozi Orabueze and some other persons working with her. And these are the people, she kept on calling them criminals. She called Aman Dabiri criminals, called Elas Gerasus criminals, she called them criminals, insulted them. We're like, what is wrong with this woman? These are people who stood by the PM, who are still fighting for him, who are still meeting US officials for the recognition of Biafra, of the United States of Biafra. Why are you against these people? What have they done to you? Leave them alone to do their duty. She refused. Now she is facing the music, and she has run to her social media handle on X to affirm that she has received the letter serving her to appear in court. It is no longer a joke. It is no longer a thing of social media. We were telling her right from the onset, behave well. Do what you ought to do according to the law. The time that these people released, there was a statement that they released, and they released it in accordance with the law of the United States of America. They said they have an agreement with PM Simon Ekpa, and in that their agreement, it is only Simon Ekpa and Oginkere that signed that agreement between them in respect of moving for the recognition of the United States of Biafra. And so, because of that, they have to work with Oginkere, being the person that was present with PM to sign that agreement. And she went ahead to abuse them, insult them, call them criminals and all. They allowed her. And she continued to move against this thing. And I believe they must have warned her on several occasions, and she paid a deaf ear to them. And now they have gotten the green light from the PM to, sue her. And she has been sued. So we will get to know more about this information and how it is going and progressing in the court when they appear in court. Thank you for listening. This is Biafra First.